Hello, my name is Aaron Wilson. I'm the CEO of a nationwide mortgage training company that specializes in teaching people how to enter the very rewarding career of becoming a mortgage loan originator. Now, I'm known in the mortgage world as Uncle Aaron because, frankly, I'll treat you like family that I like. So you're here because you're looking into this as a potential career move for yourself, or you're just looking to get more information about becoming a mortgage loan originator, or MLO for short. So my goal in this video is to provide you with what an originator does, how they develop business, how you actually become a mortgage loan originator, and then lastly, the ever important question, Aaron, how much money can I make as a mortgage loan originator? And I think it makes sense to give you my short story as a starting point to how I got into the industry and what it's done for me. And I like to do this because I feel like some of you who might be watching this video are in a similar place in your life. And maybe you can relate to needing to find a good career that can make you a lot of money and obviously make some changes to your life. So I'm originally from San Diego, California. However, I grew up lower middle class in Indiana and with 5 other siblings in our house. And, I knew my parents couldn't afford to send me to college. And frankly, I'm not sure I was quite ready anyway. I did, however, I completed 4 years of Army ROTC in high school, and I graduated with the officer rank of major. Because I really, really enjoyed the camaraderie. I decided to serve my country on a full-time basis, and I joined the active Army fresh out of high school at the young age of 17 years old on something known as the Delayed Entry Program. And I was all in, man. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, as they say. I wanted to be all you could be, which at the time was the Army's motto or sales pitch. So I ended up in the 7th Infantry Division at Fort Ord, California. I was assigned to an artillery unit as their 60 gunner on an air assault team where I learned how to rappel out of perfectly good helicopters for a living so I could pull ground support for my unit. Now, unfortunately, my U.S. Army career was cut short due to an injury, and I'll spare you the gory details, but all of a sudden, I'm 20 years old, I'm being medically discharged from the Army, and to make matters worse, or more, I didn't say worse, but more challenging, let's say challenging, I just found out 3 months prior that I was soon going to be a father. So talk about freaking out. I mean, how the heck am I going to use my current battle skill sets in the real world? I kind of joke around, but it's not like Microsoft had an opening in their office infantry department. They don't have one of those. So the fact is, I had to hit the ground running. No excuses. I had to find a way to support my family. I had to find a career. And I didn't have the luxury of 4 or 5 years going to school while I racked up a bunch of debt and brought in like zero income. Because the fact is, you guys, babies need things, lots of things. And love alone doesn't buy those things. And maybe some of you can relate to that comment. So fortunately, I was lucky enough to be introduced to someone who saw the fire in me. Someone who noticed I had a drive to succeed and a real reason to make something happen. Now, all I needed was a shot. And so this person, they took me under their wing. They showed me how to succeed in this fascinating industry known as the mortgage industry. I learned how to help others get what they wanted. For example, buying their first home. I got to be honest, it really gave me a sense of purpose. And again, fortunately, I didn't need a degree, and nor will you if that's you. In fact, all you need was the same 3 things that I needed to be a success. Number 1 is you need to have a desire to help others get what they want. Number 2, a desire to make the fantastic living in the process. And number 3, some basic math skills. So 20 plus years later, I'm now able to take this knowledge, which I've turned into a lifelong passion, and share it with others like you. So I tend to think of it as like a pay it forward type gesture. So anyway, enough about me. So what is a mortgage originator? All right, good question. So a mortgage originator is essentially the money guy or the money girl in a home buying or refinancing scenario. So this position is a sales position. It will require you to hone your skills on mortgage products and programs, as well as how to properly structure the best deal for your client. Essentially, you're selling money, and who doesn't like that, right? The fact is, though, as an MLO, people need you. If they want to buy a home, they have to go through a mortgage originator. If they want to refinance and pay off bills or add a room addition, they need you. And right now, the market is extremely hot and has been fantastic for a good 10 years, if not more. Better yet, with today's historically low rates, it continues to be a very hot market. In fact, the mortgage market is in the trillions of dollars. And what's even better is, as an MLO, you get paid on the money that you put out the door. So essentially, a mortgage originator connects with real estate agents and builders and other professionals such as accountants, home remodelers, and there's a bunch more, but basically in an effort to help their clients achieve their goals. There are, oh my goodness, there's just so many good referral sources out there for obtaining business. It just blows your mind. So there are a few different types of mortgage originators. So I want to go through that. So I want to give you a quick rundown. That way you can kind of decide, what's best for you. And then I'll kind of explain how you get there. All right. So the first type of mortgage loan originator is a bank mortgage originator. So this type of MLO usually sits in a bank branch and works with customers of the branch who are looking to buy or refinance a home. This MLO is fed leads from the branch tellers and assists with the initial application and paperwork necessary to get the process started. Now, to be honest with you, I don't recommend this type of position for one very important reason. You're going to make way less money than you're worth. See, the bank pays the least amount of money on your production, which ironically is counterintuitive to your goal of filling your personal bank account. So in this case, most banks only pay about 40 to 60 basis points on a loan, which I'll explain what a basis point is in more detail in just a second. The second type of MLO is a call center MLO. So this type of mortgage loan originator sits in a large call center, takes inbound calls, makes outbound calls to either existing clients or new prospects who are shopping for a home loan. And, this is a good way to make money as an MLO because the company markets for you and has a database of existing clients for you to help. Also, they always have a great training program to learn how to deliver their products. So usually call centers they'll pay a salary and then they'll pay, a bonus structure on your production. So for this type of position, you have to obtain a license, but a license will allow you to make more money. Now let me go to the third one. The third one, which is my favorite, is the branch-based MLO. So this type of mortgage loan originator, he's free to come and go as he pleases. And once you're comfortable with your products, your product knowledge and your abilities as an MLO, that is, this MLO can set up referral relationships with realtors and other professionals. This MLO can work for a mortgage broker company or a mortgage lender. This MLO has the most freedom and he's not confined, meaning, I'll give you an example. Like if your child has a baseball game, go to the game. You can return calls and serve clients when the game's over. That's the kind of freedom I like. By the way, if you have friends, relatives, or even a spouse who's a realtor, an accountant, a financial advisor, someone's in the home improvement business, just to mention a few of those professions, if you decide you want to become a mortgage loan originator, you already have great potential referral sources of business that you can tap into. Anyway, back to the differences. All right. So let me tell you about the difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage lender. Okay. The difference is that a mortgage broker arranges money, which means that you're not actually the lender on the loan, right? You're using third-party lenders and you are facilitating those loans for your clients. Whereas a mortgage lender, they have their own money, which makes you the direct lender to the client. And listen, they both have their advantages. So this position, the branch MLO, it has the biggest financial reward. And even though all three of the types that I mentioned will pay you, more based on your production, in other words, how many loans you close, this type of mortgage loan originator, the branch MLO, has virtually, I'll call it unlimited potential. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. I know MLOs who make, well into the six-figure range. They're living a very good lifestyle. They make more than, and this might come as a surprise, but some highly specialized trained doctors. It's crazy. But let me explain to you how the money works, meaning, how it helps you. And then I'll get into the process of becoming an MLO. So as I stated earlier, you're selling money to people who need it. It's a very rewarding career because essentially you make dreams come true, especially when you help someone buy that first home. And as an MLO, you are paid on your production. And although some companies pay a salary plus bonus, others pay a minimum wage draw plus bonus to help you, get started in the industry. Now, once you become a producer, right? Like you got your feet under you, you're really making things happen here, which I'll show you exactly how to be one. But you will in fact make a very good living. Now here's why. And I'm going to use another industry example, right? So like, let's say if you sell cars for a living, or if you have in the past, just using this as an example, you get a commission on the price of the car, right? Well, with providing home loans, you're also paid in this manner when you close a loan. So the difference is, though, the sales price and the dollars that follow. So, and this is probably where you need to grab your calculator, right? Or if you've got your mobile phone close by, put yourself in calculator mode so you can kind of see the math for yourself. But I looked this up, and the average price of a new car for 2019 was $37,185. But the average loan amount in 2019 was $354,500. This is almost 10 times the amount of the average car price. And the great news, you guys, is that you were paid a percentage on every single dollar. Now, let's go back and look at the bank MLO as an example. So the average payout on a bank-originated loan, okay, so if you're working for the bank, is about 50 basis points. That's about the average. And again, basis points. That's a fancy term that we use in the business that essentially means 0.5%. So if I said 50 basis points, just go 2 decimal points over 0.50, right? So if it was 100 basis points, go 2 decimal points over 1.0, so 1%, okay? So 50 basis points is 0.5%. So anyway, so let's get your calculator out here. So if you take that average loan amount of $354,500 and you plug that in your calculator, multiply that times 0.50%. Okay, you would come up with $1,772.50, right? Well, that's chump change. Plus, the bank's likely going to have a minimum number of loans before that you have to close every month before you hit bonus, which basically means you're not going to make near what you should. But now, if we switch this over like as the call center MLO, right? Usually that guy's got a little comfy salary. He's going to be paid based on unit bonuses. And even though it's much better than the bank, you'll still have some limits on your income. Now, again, this isn't all that bad. I mean, after all, most of these types of companies have a great culture. They've got great people. They've got great training. They've got great benefits. And you can still make a six-figure income. The last type, the one that I like the most, the licensed MLO, who works more independently in a branch for a mortgage broker or for a mortgage lender, he or she stands to make in the upwards of 100 to 125 basis points. So in other words, 1% to 1.25% or more on their production. So again, considering, the freedom you have coupled with these huge payouts, this is truly the winner in my book, right? So let's do this math again. So for example, if you close the same loan of $354,500 you can expect to earn anywhere between, if we're going 1 to 1.25%, $3,540 to $4,431.25 on just one loan. Listen, you can do that with your eyes closed, right? Most MLOs close on average 3 to 5 transactions a month. But again, that's the average. I actually did an interview with a 24-year-old young professional in the mortgage industry. I actually trained him to get into the mortgage industry. So he took my class. He became a licensed MLO. He's been in the business now for 3 years, though. But he closed 11 transactions in January, and that's usually a slower month. Now, I did record that interview, by the way, and you can see it for yourself on our website. If you go to our website at mymortgagetrainer.com, on the first page there's a button that says, I want a license as an MLO. So you click on that, it takes you to the education page, the licensing information page. It's near the bottom of that page. It's very interesting, and it's worth the watch. I would definitely recommend that. But anyway, so let's go back to this math. So you close 3 to 5 loans at an average of $354,500. And even if you're paid 1%, your earnings are going to be $10,000. And this is on the small end, on 3 loans, $10,635. And on the high end, at 1.25% for 5 loans, that's $22,156.25 in monthly earnings, right? And these are the average numbers. Keep in mind that most companies have higher payouts when your loan volume reaches higher numbers. I've seen payouts as high as, 200 basis points, right? So 2% for big time producers. That's huge when you do the math on that. All right. So anyway, so you can clearly see that there's very real money to be made. So let me tell you about the qualifications for getting a mortgage originator's license, because there are some rules you need to know. So number 1, you have to be able to pass a background check. Okay, so if you've ever had a felony conviction related to fraud, money laundering, breach of trust, embezzlement, basically anything related to money or fraud, you're not going to qualify. Now, if you have had a felony in the past and they aren't those types of problems, right? If you had a little run-in the past, as long as it's older than 7 years ago, then you are in the clear. The second thing, credit. Your credit, in order to become a mortgage loan originator, doesn't have to be perfect. But since you're going to be dealing with other people and their credit, and you're going to be giving them advice, the licensing authorities believe that you should also have something what is known as financial responsibility yourself, right? Like you're putting some effort towards that yourself. The third thing is you have to take a pre-licensing class. It's a 20-hour course, which of course we can assist you with. And these classes are available 2 different ways. There's a 3-day webinar that runs every other Monday through Wednesday. We run it from 11 a.m. to 5:40 p.m. Eastern, again, every other week. But for those who couldn't commit to a live webinar, maybe you're working another job right now and you're wanting to get into this career, but you couldn't take 3 days off and spend it in a live webinar. I get that. I totally understand that. There's a 7-day online option where you're free to log in or out as your schedule allows, as long as you put in it takes about 2.5 hours a day, right? And then the last thing you need to be able to do is you have to pass a licensing exam. It's 125 questions. You got to score 75% or better. And, we can help you by providing you with all the tools that you need to get a successful passing rate. Of course, you'll have to put in the time and effort to study the tools that we give you. That's really important. But we'll give you all the tools. And the whole licensing process itself it's super cheap, right? I'll tell you this, it beats the heck out of $100,000 in student loan debt. And I can tell you, as sure as I'm sitting here, that I have out-earned all of my college-bound friends, and I have accumulated exactly 0 debt. I've got a buddy, he's 51 years old, he's still paying student loan debt. That's crazy. This is crazy. Think of it this way. And some of you, will easily relate to this, but you can go to college for 4 or 5 years and you can rack up $60,000 to $120,000 in debt, and you can come out making less money than a mortgage loan originator, right? Some of you are saying, too late, Aaron. I already did that. That's okay. It's okay. You can switch careers. But here's the thing. You can do that, spend that 60 to 120 grand in 4 or 5 years, or you can do, this. You can spend $297 for a 7-day online class, or you can spend $349 if you'd rather do it live in a webinar, take a 20-hour class, and be licensed in less than 30 days. There's no question which one is the winning plan, right? Okay. Now, before you do anything, let me tell you what my mortgage trainer is going to do for you should you decide that you want to become a mortgage loan originator. First thing we're going to do is we're going to provide you with every possible strategy to make sure you are successful in getting through the exam once you've completed the course. We're going to give you condensed study guides. We're going to give you a test outline hack video. We're going to give you flashcards. We're going to give you practice tests. We're going to give you all kinds of things to make sure that you are prepared to pass the exam. We're going to give you over $300 worth of additional study material for free. The other thing we're going to do, we're going to give you free access to Cheddar Stacks. Cheddar Stacks is really cool. It's our mobile-based mortgage origination referral networking platform. I know that's a mouthful, right? But it comes with all the training, all the support needed to show you how to easily generate mortgage business. In other words, I'm not going to give you a fish and feed you for a day. I'm going to teach you to fish and feed you for a lifetime. I love that adage. I love that. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to provide you with employer introductions. So we have literally, I want to say thousands of mortgage clients that do business with us on an annual basis. These are companies, right? And a lot of these companies are hiring. So we're going to help you land a fantastic origination job with a fantastic company. We've been doing this for a long time. We know a lot of very influential people in this business, and we'd love to connect you with them. So that being said, let me tell you what they're looking for, right? So these companies, they're looking for somebody with drive, a real desire to improve others' lives and their own. Someone who's going to stick to the plan consistently and build relationships with others. I cannot stress this enough. This is a relationship business. When we get you an interview, you need to go in there dressed for success. Even if their culture is jeans and a sweatshirt, you should go ahead and dress it up. Be punctual. Make sure they know you're excited about the opportunity. You're eager to be one of their top performers. They love that kind of attitude. Who doesn't? Be upbeat, be positive. Tell them about any extra activities that you participate in that you're super passionate about. People love passion, right? And these are all good tips on nailing that best fit for you should we introduce you to one of our clients. In the end, you guys, I want you to know we're going to be here for you. In fact, you will have direct access to me, my trainers, my support staff, the very moment that you decide to take this path and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that you are comfortable with the knowledge that we're going to impart on you and the preparation you need for taking the exam. Here's my promise. We're not going to abandon you. All right? We're here for you. Now, you ever hear something that just sounded too good to be true? Well, guess what? That's not what this is. It's a real opportunity, you guys, that pays really, really well if you put in the effort and build those key relationships. So listen, there's no catch. You just enroll in a class and we help you do the rest. Let's recap those numbers, right? So to recap, you close 5 loans a month, $354,500 a loan. You take home $22,156.25 a month. We give you all the tools needed to pass the exam, introduce you to your future employer, and show you how to generate those 5 loans a month for a whopping $297 if you want to do the online class, or $349 if you want to take the webinar, which I recommend webinar. I think live is better, but you can do the online as well. We'll still give you all those tools. It just doesn't get any better than that. So, let me say this, don't hesitate. Don't miss this opportunity. We're here to help. All you have to do is take the first step. All right, so here's how you sign up and choose a class option. If you are, ready to pull the trigger, you can sign up now. If you want to think about it, come back and watch this video again, that's fine too, whatever. You want to share this with somebody else, talk about it with your loved one, that's fine too. But here's the thing, if you're ready to sign up and you want to do this, you want to start a new career in the mortgage industry, we actually have a webinar going on every other week that I said earlier. It starts on Mondays, and the online class starts every Tuesday. Whatever works for you, works for us. If you have any questions, call my team, 317-566-0425. We'll even answer the phone. Now, we're not there on weekends, though. 317-566-0425 is the office phone number, or of course you can order online at mymortgagetrainer.com, and just look for the little button that says I want to license as an MLO. Listen, I want to personally thank you for your time. I really do look forward to helping you through this process. In fact, if you know anyone else who would benefit from this, feel free to have them reach out to me or to my team. Share this video with them. Share our webpage with them. And I'd be really happy to assist in any way that I can. And I know my team would be as well. So I really do look forward to hearing about your success. And I wish you all the best in whatever you decide to do. But this is Uncle Aaron. And I will see you hopefully at some point in time in the near future. Take care.